questions, again, this is the HODLFIRE, both the HODLFIRE call indicators, whether you're on leverage or whether you're on the regular one. And so if you have any questions, put them, because it's a webinar, you're just going to have to put them in the chat. So if you look down at the bottom, there's, I think, a Q&A. If you have a question for me, you want me to go over the HODLFIRE for you, I'm more than happy to do that. So I don't know if you're new to the HODLFIRE, if you've been on the HODLFIRE, you've been using it for a while. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have or to help you use the HODLFIRE with some different strategies and things. So you might be using it as a long-term trader. You might be using it as a scalper. You might be using it just on mid-cap coins. Every trading style is different. And so I want to be able to help you maximize using the HODLFIRE on whatever trading style that you might have, because it is used a little bit differently, and we do go over that. And there are lots of videos out there. John does a video every other week. I do a video every other week, and we both teach a little bit differently on it. Different strategies, different coins that are called. So go back and watch the videos. I know John just had one, I think, last week, and it was really good. It should be posted in the HODLFIRE channel. If you are not in the HODLFIRE Telegram channel, please get in it and watch those videos. And then see if there's any questions that you might have. I know I've got quite a few of you on the call, so thanks for joining the call. Anybody have any questions before I start? I'm going to go over the basics. And I just want to know if you have a question, or if you could tell me what trading strategy you're using the HODLFIRE on. Are you using it on one or two coins? Are you using it on mid-cap coins? Are you using it to scalp trade or just long-term trade? Then I can focus on that trading style today. I'll give you a minute if you want to put it in there for those who are on the call. Just trying to figure out which way most of you are using it, and then I can focus on that trading style. Mid to long term. Okay, thank you, Harry. Which is good. That's how it's designed. Okay. I do have scalpers using it though. So I'm the scalper, as everybody knows, and I use it scalp trading, but I use it differently. So if you're not scalping, you wouldn't know. Okay. And it's okay. The best way to use it is mid to long term. Okay, so let's focus on that. If anybody has any questions during the call, just put it in there. I have the thing up, but I'm just going to go over some things, and maybe that might help you in using this. Some of the things that I've been talking about recently on a lot of my training calls are kind of eye-openers for some people. Number one is the trading styles. The biggest problem people have in trading is trading styles and messing them up. People will jump from all of a sudden you're taking your coins and you're long-term trading, and you move them over and you think, I really would like to get paid a little bit quicker, so I'm going to move it over to short term. And we get this all the time with a lot of our our bigger money people in Inner Circle and trade partners. We get that often. It's too slow waiting for long term to pan out when the coins are going sideways. So they move over to the HODLFIRE and they jump down to the 4 hour or the 2 hour, and they try and make some trades, but then it messes up their long-term trade, because the trade, they get out early and then they are not watching for when to get back in. Okay. And then they miss the trade because all of a sudden it shoots up and it goes really fast. And I'll show you a demonstration of that as well. So my biggest thing for you in using the HODLFIRE is to select your coins and make sure you put that coin in a category, whether it's mid-cap, middle term. Are you only going to HODLFIRE this coin? And then when you decide on your HODLFIRE, you must decide what time frame you're HODLFIRing on. Okay. If you don't know, then I suggest you paper trade, or you practice with $20 on 1 hour, practice a trade on 2 hour, and practice a trade on 4 hour until you figure out which one works best for you. Okay. With your lifestyle. And it's different for everybody. Because I've had people ask me, well, I had one guy say, I'm a truck driver. How am I going to do it? I got to work every day. Well, you can carry an iPad or a laptop in your truck on your seat. And if you do 2 hour or 4 hour, it's easy. You're going to get a notice on your phone that's going to go off because you're going to put the notice on, and your notification is going to say, hey, the bottom's in, or hey, the top's in. And then you're going to go over and you're going to stop your truck at a truck stop somewhere within 2 to 4 hours. And you're going to take a few minutes. It doesn't take long to either sell the coin or buy the coin. Put the next alert on and go about your business. It's not difficult. It's just the intention of, do you want to make money, and do you want to do this HODLFIRE successfully? So this coin right here, you're probably wondering what the heck ASP is. Okay. ASP is a coin that's running today. Okay. And again, another way to use the HODLFIRE is on running coins for the day. This moves into shorter term trades. So for those people who are mid cap trading, you're going to be on the real regular coins like FET, Link, Jasmy. There's lots of them that are running, and they're not going to run huge percentage gains in short periods of time. There are also coins that are running for the day that you can use the HODLFIRE on 1 hour, and you can make some good money every single day if you want a running coin of the day. That's maybe what I should trade on today, is just some extra little money if you have time to be on the computer every day. Now, this doesn't work for everybody because some of you are running businesses, you have full-time jobs, and you cannot trade every single day. Okay. So what you will do is you will move to the 4 or 12 hour. Okay. And you will trade once a week. Okay. Those usually play out anywhere between 5 days to 10 days. Okay. If you move up to 12 hour. Okay. So if you want extra money on those coins, that's what you're going to be doing, because you don't want to be on the screens every day. But for those people who are on the screens and checking your investments every single day, which would I suggest that you have a ritual of every morning or every evening after work or before work, you check your trades, you see what the market's doing. And if you're long-term trading it, you're going to look at the day chart. Okay, you want to know what this is, a fairly new coin out, and you can see that it's tanking. Okay, so you're going to look and see, am I going to get in? Am I going to get out? And this one's too new to have the HODLFIRE pivots on yet on the day chart. But if we move to the 2 hour, you can see that the bottom pivot's in on this one. And it's been moving just on a little reverse retracement here, and it's shifted to the top of the MACD. So that for me is a sign that this could be a nice little reverse retracement in here, because the histogram bars have flipped over on the MACD. However, you always want to measure, and you want to see, can I make some money on this? If you were in this now, there's a good 12 to 20% that this has gone up in just a little reverse retracement. The last trade that it had on the HODLFIRE was about 30%. And this is in a downtrend. Okay, so this could be a good potential daily runner. Now, I would prefer you to be above that 200, which you can't see the 200 on this one. So let's move to a coin that is running today that I can tell you may be a little bit better. I think it's meme coin. I was looking at that one. It's fairly new coin too. It's moving in the same pattern. You can see here. It's another one that's moving pretty nicely. So on these, if you're a daily trader, you can move to the 15-minute. You can make some decent money on these things. This one's getting ready to cross over. It's still going to be a little bit, but right here, the top pivot's not in, and it's already went 60% in the last 3 hours. Okay. So you want to watch your liquidity on these coins, especially if you cannot put decent money on them. If you can put 500 to 1,000 on them, and you make that kind of percentage gain in 3 hours with $1,000, you make $500. There's your money for the day. Okay. If you're wanting to do that, if you can be on the coins every day, it might be nice to pick one runner out of the day and try it on 15-minute or an hour. If we move to the hour, you're still in the coin, and you can see here the top pivot hasn't come in. This is like 50-50 right now on what it's getting ready to do. It's trying to do a retracement. It's a brand new candle, so you can't really call that a retracement yet, because it's still moving up and down. But it is the bars are quite low on this, so you can see that it stopped curling up, but it's still wide open down here on the MACD. So it's a 50-50 trade right now. But if I was in this HODLFIRE trade call right here, 30 something percent, it's gone 50 something percent. I'd have my stop loss on right there at the under the bottom of that. I'll probably get kicked out really soon, but I'm going to get kicked out with at least 25% profit. You can never go wrong getting taking profit. Okay, this is another problem that a lot of people have, is you always want to try and get at the very bottom, and you always want to try and get out at the very top. You have to lose that mentality if you're going to be a full-time trader. I can tell you that. Take the meat and potatoes, take profit every time you can. You will never be unhappy taking profit. The only thing you're going to be unhappy about is if it went more and you lost some profit because you took too early. It's a whole different kind of feeling than if you lose. Okay. If you didn't take your profit and now you missed profit because it just retraced and you lost profit. Okay. There's two different feelings emotionally in that. So for me, if I was in this HODLFIRE trade on 1 hour, my stop loss is right at that pink line, right under that candle. And I know that I could possibly get kicked out, but 25% profit, I could go ahead and be okay with. Okay. So if you do 15-minute, if you can get to a computer, if you can get to your phone to trade every 15 minutes, that's the key. Is if you get the alert, are you going to be able to get out in 15 minutes? Is that too fast for you? Okay. If not, then move to the higher time frames. Try and figure out on a daily runner, if you're going to do a daily runner, which time frame you can do. Okay, because a daily runner, what do I mean by daily runner? Okay, let's go over that. I'm going to squirrel all over the place today, I can tell. Okay, just bear with me. I've been doing that all week. I don't know why. I just jumped from one thing, but some people are getting light bulb moments, so I'm just going to keep doing it until somebody tells me I'm whacked. You know. Anyway, go to cryptobubbles.net. Everybody uses that I know of uses cryptobubbles.net. It's a free app. I know the guy in Germany. His name is Ulrich. He's been around as long as HODLNOTS has been around, and he has made this into an incredible app, and it's free. If you find use in it, you might go down to the bottom here. I'll give him a shout out. Down here, he accepts little gifts or tokens, or buy him a coffee. Okay. Follow him, give him a shout out, tell him how well you like it, and you're thankful that he's not charging for it, because it is a fantastic app. And you can see it has a lot of information down here. So if you don't know how to set it up, go through it, try and figure out how to set it up, add your time frames here. By going here, you can add the day chart, the 5-minute chart, whichever one you want. You can change the performance of the bubble or the colors. Neutral is for those people who are colorblind, and he's made it to where you can have black and white colors if you like them that way. I like the red and green, but there's lots of different things that you can do with this platform. And then if you have, like, if I want to set up another 5-minute, then I have 2 5 minutes going on. If I right here and right here, and if I don't want that anymore, I click at it and I get the trash can and I confirm it. Okay, so you can set all these up. You can do coin market cap by the day, and you can see what's running. You can also go up here. I didn't know this was going to be a crypto bubbles training, but some of you may need this. You can go to the top 100 coins and you can see what they're doing. I like to see what they're doing on the day. I'm going to go to the day chart. And I'm going to go to the top 100, and I can see here what's been running for the day. These coins, where do I find that coin? You can see here the links and where you can trade it. You can only trade it on Trade Pulse X. Okay, so that one's out for me. Won't be trading that. If you are on a trading platform, if you're a scalper, you're on Mexi. Okay, you will take this and you can be on any one of these. If you're in America, you may be on Coinbase or Kraken. Bitmart is always a good one as well. Bybit for leverage traders. Mexi and Binance is the big one, but Mexi is the best one for scalp traders. So that's where you're going to find me. You're going to find me with the big percentage gains that are running for the day. Okay, and you can see this is good money. Okay, and these few little coins that are running for the day. So when I go to 15 minute, or if I'm looking for a HODL fire, what's been running? These have been running. Okay. If I'm not sure and I want to know what the runners of the day are, I'm going to go down here to the crypto screener. It's down here at the bottom. And then you just click on this a few times until you get the runners for the day. They're all going to be lined up here. And you can see I'm going to pick these 3 or maybe these 4. And I'm going to go through these and I'm going to see where they're at, but they're at the top of the food chain today. So the ones that are running the most, you might just pick one and try it and see. So God's Unchained. Can I make money in that one? Well, let's just see. God's Unchained. We'll go here and we'll go God's Unchained, or that's on spot. So we'll do God's Unchained, and yeah, it's running today. Okay. Do you see that a HODLFIRE trade on this, you would have bought it right here before it even blasted off because it's at the top of the food chain today. It's still running today. Okay. And I make money on it. Okay. Well, if I got in somewhere in that 15-minute run, it went all the way up 50%. But right now you would be at about 35%. Okay. So you can see here, and that's in the last hour. These are how we find coins for running for the day. MACD looks fantastic. Barney's great. The cloud's great. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about Barney, the clouds, the Bollinger Bands, all of that, please take the HODLNOTS course. Okay. I'm not trying to sell the course. I'm just trying to get you educated. Okay. A lot of people, and this goes to say, this is very true. We've got quite a few people that have a lot of money that are trading, and they're trying to do this for a living, and they're trying to increase their capital. They join trade partners or inner circle, and they mirror, and we work with them, and we help them double their portfolios. Okay, by the trades that we jump in and out of. Okay, I will tell you that those who have finally stopped and finally taken the HODLNOTS course are so happy, and they wish they had done it a long time ago so that they can actually read the indicators. They actually can read Marius's charts, and they know what they're looking at, and they can make more informed decisions. So we now have it on a self-paced course. So you can just start it when you want to. You have 3 months to complete it. I'm telling you, it's a world of difference. If you're going to be trading crypto, you must learn how to read these charts. If you're going to ever want to scalp trade, it's probably the only course out there that really teaches scalp trading profitable. Okay, we've been doing it for a long time. If you're going to do HODLFIRE, just to let you know, I'm going to give you a little info. We are working on a HODLFIRE course. It's going to be a shorter course. It's going to be confined strictly to HODLFIRE. We will be working because we've realized that the HODLFIRE is the way of the future for income. If you really want to make income, you must master the HODLFIRE. And we do have people that have mastered it and are making really good money on it. That's why we give these calls. Okay, we want you to also master it. So this one right here, if you can't do 15-minute, you want to do an hour, you can see that you would have bought it way back here in the squeezy Bollinger. Okay, if I was scalp trading, I would never buy that coin on that buy tag, ever. Okay, it's a different trading style. Please do not mess up your trading styles. A HODLFIRE, you must be able to rely on. Bottom pivot here, this is here, boom. You're now in the trade. It hasn't even HODL crossed yet. If you don't know what that means, take the course. Okay, this is where the move comes. If you looked at this and you don't see what I see, take the course. Okay, this looks like a fantastic trade. Barney is a million miles away from the candles. We've got the best flowy uppy cloud that you can possibly get. The MACD is fine as, okay, and we are rocking in this coin. So I don't know whether it will continue. Okay, I can't tell you that. But here was your really strong resistance line that it just blew through in the last hour. So this coin has some potential. Now, if you're going to get in a HODLFIRE coin late, okay, I get this question asked a lot. What if I get in this now? The price action is right here in the wick. You can see where my price action line is on, and we teach you how to find that in the course. But having the price action line on these type of candles, you're going to see that the price action is right up here. Now, if you buy that coin right now, you're up in this wick. Okay, I've got 36 minutes left in this candle on this hour. Anything can happen. This can continue to grow up and get bigger. The wick can grow and it can sell off and it can become smaller. But right now it looks really good. You see the price action is at the top of the wick. If you're buying in now, you're thinking, can I do the HODL fire now? Would it be good to get in? All I can tell you, if you're going to get into a HODL fire late, put your stop loss on. Okay. If you're not sure, manage your risk. Get in the coin if you want to be in it and put your stop loss in right here. I mean, you're going to see it differently on 1 hour as you are on 1 minute. So let's go to 1 minute and I'll show you what I mean. It's green candles on 1 minute, but it's up against the Bollinger Band here. Okay. So what does that mean? Does it mean it's going to go or not? Well, right now, I'm going to say I would not get in that coin right now based upon these indicators because of the fact that you're not sure until it pushes that Bollinger up and until on the MACD they jump to the other side. Okay. So we learn these things, but this isn't your ideal indicator. MACD right now, it's better now. You can see now that it's opened up and it's a little better. It's going to have a nice little run here. So if it's running up a Bollinger on 1 minute, we're on it and we're probably scalp trading it on it in the den. Can you make money in minutes on that? 14 minutes and 14% in 5 minutes. This is a good money making coin. Okay. So when we have a coin like this running at the top of the food chain and it hasn't been there yesterday, it's probably going to be there for a day or two. Okay. Usually they last 2, maybe 3 days at the top of the food chain. Then all of the retracements start. We teach you that on the course. We teach you timeframes and retracements, and it's critical. Okay. If you know what's happening on different time frames and you know how to read the coin patterns, you'll know whether that's going to go or not. Okay. So based upon these indicators that you're looking at here, but with the HODL fire, you would not be in this coin right now because you didn't get a bottom pivot here. Okay. You had a top pivot here. You would have sold out already. You would have been in way back here on the 1 minute if you were 1 minute scalping with it, and you would have been out here realistically with a good 40%. Okay. And an hour. 40% an hour is pretty darn good. If it has some decent liquidity on it, which I haven't looked, so I can't tell you. But right now, I want you to focus on no more than 15 minutes unless you're trained and educated on the HODL fire, but also on reading other indicators to know that this is going to go or whether to get in or out on this coin. But I'm just trying to show you today how you can get on a moving coin that may be running for the day and make a little extra money as opposed to mid-cap coins. So like Harry, you're probably in something like FET, Link, ADA, which is Cardano, which is a good coin, XRP. You can run the HODL fire on all of those mid-cap coins, and you can decide to get a little bit of extra money by running them on a 4 hour, but you can also play with a running coin of the day. And this might be fun for you guys because if you can play around with a running coin of the day with a little bit of cash and see if you can make a little bit of extra money on what's already gone 40% in the last hour. Okay. This coin might be a nice fun coin for you over the next couple of days to play around with a little extra money. You may then get a little taste for scalp trading and you may want to join us. Okay. It is a lot of fun if you don't mind sitting around on a computer for a few hours a day to make some extra capital. But let's let's go back to the food chain of the day and let's go. And instead of doing that, let's go over to here. And let's go to a coin like XRP, because a lot of you on the call probably have XRP. Okay, it's in the news a lot. You got to figure out what's going on with XRP. Well, XRP, you can see you can do a trade on XRP, 15-minute trade, and you can see that this is from 12:30 in the morning for me to 4:15 in the afternoon. You can see how many hours I would have sat and waited for 4%. This is a low percentage coin because it's a higher cap coin with higher liquidity, meaning you can put on a lot of money on this coin and get in and out of it really fast. But right now, you can see it's in a Bollinger Tunnel going sideways, and it's not doing a whole lot right now. Okay. But if we're trading XRP and we want to look and we want to do these on the day chart, okay, you can make some really nice gains on this. So on the HODLFIRE on XRP, you would have bought here on this buy tag. There's one right here. The bottom came in, the buy tag came in. There's no way I'd buy that on the scalp at all. Okay, the green's going sideways, moving averages are going sideways, the Bollinger squeezing, meaning it's going to take off. Okay, I would have bought right here. And then what happens? I would have gotten a nice little run here on the day chart. This is days. Okay, this is not making money every single day, but this is taking your XRP and cashing out somewhere in this coin from 78%. You're never going to get that 92%. You know, if you do, let me know. I would need to take lessons from you. But I'm just saying you're never going to get the very bottom of the wick to the very top of the wick. So I like to be realistic with these trades. It's just telling you what the percentage is from the bottom to the top. But realistically, you're going to buy somewhere in the middle of that day, and you're going to get out somewhere in the middle of this candle right here. Realistically, getting out 60%. If you waited for the sell tag to get out, it would be about the same. So 60% in 24 days on your XRP on probably any amount of money you wanted to put on XRP is pretty darn good. So for every $1,000 that you had on XRP using this HODLFIRE, 600 bucks. That's pretty good money. Okay. Even if you only did one $1,000 trade in 24 days, once a month, getting an extra $600 in cap, you know, on your XRP, knowing that you're going to sell out on XRP right when you get this blue pivot in with the sell tag. Okay. You're going to get out of the trade when you see the sell tag on the day chart. That is your sign that you're coming down for days. Now, it may be a little side shuffle. It may be a nice retracement. It might be a real big pullback. You got to know the difference in them. But right now, XRP is coming down. If you took your 60 to 70 to 80 to 90% profit on the day chart on your XRP, you're sitting out on a stable coin waiting for the buyback. You're waiting for the bottom pivot to come back in. Look at this down here. Okay. And it's not anywhere close. Okay. So how do I know that? I know how to read that MACD. I know how to read that cloud. I know how to read Barney. I know how to read all this. So I know what this is going to do. I know that this is going to come down some more. It's going to tunnel and then it's going to blast off. Okay. How do I know that? Well, you just have to read the indicators. Okay. So right now it's trying to bounce that pink, but it's not probably going to do it. Okay. I've got 2 hours left on a day chart and the next candle looks like it's probably going to be red. Okay. So, and when you know, but you're going to wait for the next bottom in. So if I was out of my XRP waiting on the day chart for it to come in, I'm going to right click on this, any pivot. I'm going to add an alert and I'm going to add it for, I want to know when the bottom pivot's in. Boom. It's easy to do on the day chart. Now, I will get an alert when the XRP is back. I'll be back in the market on the XRP. In the meantime, what you're doing is if you can do this with your mid-cap coins and watch them on the day chart, okay? What happens is I'm out of the coin usually on the blue. Because why? I'm reaching a top. I can see here, right here and here that I'm reaching a very strong resistance. It's already had a beautiful run for days, probably a week and a half here. Okay. So take your profit. Okay, I'm going to teach you guys, learn to take your profit. If in doubt, oh, well, it might go up a little bit more. Okay. It's telling you that you have a temporary top in. It looks like it's going to retrace. It's probably due. Take your profit. Okay. I'm just telling you how I do it. I'm not giving you financial advice, but I am. Okay. So I'm telling you, either put your stop loss in, which you would have gotten kicked out here. Okay. Or take your profit and wait it out. Okay. This is one thing that we do teach on the course. If you do not take your profit, however small or big it is, you have a chance. One chance to win is if it continues to go up again, you might get a little bit more. Learn how to lose that little bit more. It's okay. You had a nice profit. Okay. 60% profit is nice. Take it. Okay. If you stay and it goes down like it did, you lose 3 times. 3 versus 1, meaning you lose all these days where you could have taken your $600 profit and you could have been putting it on another coin, making money for all of these days while you're waiting for it to come back up, because you lose on the way down. You lose the time that you could have used your own money to be making money, and you lose from being able to grab the bottom and get that percentage on the way back up just to break even if you got stuck in the coin. We call it invested. Okay. So learning how to trade your capital on the HODLFIRE is key. Do not be afraid to take your profit. Wait it out. If it's going to go back up, then get back in. The transaction fee is not going to be near as much as the loss. Like right here, you're at a 14% loss. And that's unless you got stuck in that wick, you're losing 10%, 15%, 25%, or if it's a huge pullback, you're losing 60%. I mean, some of these are 30 to 60 to 90% on these big pullbacks that are coming in. But you don't want to do the lose 3 times. You want to take your profit and be happy and go make money somewhere else on another HODLFIRE trade. Okay. So I'm just using XRP for an example, but also watch Bitcoin. But you can see here, this was an exceptional trade using the HODLFIRE on XRP. XRP is a good coin on HODLFIRE on higher time frames, but it is not one I will scalp trade because it doesn't make the money in minutes that it will make in these higher time frames. So this right here, you can see here back in November to December within the month on the day chart, that's pretty darn good percentage gain for XRP. This is what we teach you to find when you're scalp trading, but this is also what we're looking for when we're running coins. They have patterns, they go up, they go up. We know when they're going to come down on the back of the mountains, and we know, and this is what we live for. Learn how to take your profit on the day chart or decide what time frame. This is the other thing I wanted to go over really quick with you today is learn how to make decision on your coins. Each one of your coins, you need to decide how you're trading it. Are you not going to be watching it very often? Are you only going to trade it on the day chart? You're going to be trading it once a month. Okay. You'll be making nice big profits and you won't have to be on these charts very often. Okay. Just only when you get the alert for the top pivot. Now, if you want to make money more often and you have a little bit extra time, try the 4 hour. The 4 hour is where it was made to be making money for you. Okay. When you can consistently make 50, 60, 70% profits over time, and when it's on the runway, you need to be able to make at least 10% profits. Okay. When it's going up and down and up and down and up and down. So you can see here that if you'd have gotten in June 23rd to the 3 days later, we're on a 4 hour, 3 days later, nice 10%. From here to here, another nice 10%. From here, the July 2nd to the 3rd, you made about 5%. I'm just reducing the amounts, but you can see what I mean. But then when you get this, if you can get this run here, you could have made a good 20% profit. Okay. So, and don't sometimes, and if you're not trained and educated, just remember with the HODLFIRE, when they have these nice big runs, you may not get this last part. Why? Because you didn't know that it was going to run again. Okay. And it did not paint another bottom pivot. The reason why is because it didn't go low again. Okay. It wasn't going lower than this area right here. So it only painted buy tags. Okay. With the HODLFIRE, don't be working the buy sell tags. You're going to be working every time a retracement happens and you're going to lose the trade. HODLFIRE trading is different. Take the bottom, take the top. Okay. If you miss this run, because you didn't have another bottom and bottom, then learn how to take the course and get those. You'll be able to get more. But regardless, with the HODLFIRE, you're still going to get bottoms and tops and you're still going to make money. You just may not get all of them. If you do the 1 hour on XRP, you can see the difference. Okay, let's go back to this run here. Okay. This one produced a lot more. Okay. More often. And you would have gotten this big run on 1 hour. And that would have been a nice 30% run. Okay. So you can see here, don't worry if it paints another bottom. If this is one that comes in, it paints a buy tag, that's where you're in. If it goes lower and paints another one down here, don't worry about it. you're waiting for the top to come in. This one painted 3 bottoms. Some people ask me about that. It's just that it might have painted a temporary and then disappeared. So on the pivots, what you need to know about them, they're always blue, temporary when they come in. Okay. That means that this is showing that it's a temporary top, but it could keep going. If it decided to keep on going, that disappears. If the blue ones will disappear on you again. This one's a temporary low because it wicked down really low, and it means that it could still be going lower. If these candles and the price action gets past that very low wick, that will disappear and it'll keep going lower. Just need to know that. Okay. So that is what you're basing your low off of, and that's what you're basing your high off of. Once they turn black, they will turn black after so many candles have passed. After some of the coating has solidified to such an area that they knows that it's definitely the bottom, it will turn black. But I don't wait for the black ones. Okay. Wait, make a decision on the blue ones. If it's blue, if it has a sell tag, I would suggest abiding by that. Okay. If you're not sure and you know how to read indicators and you would have seen that the green would have been going up, the cloud, what it does, you would have been seeing that the MACD was all looking much better for a continued climb. Then what I would have done is I would have put a stop loss on and wait it out one way or the other, but preserve that couple percent that you would have gotten and make sure that you are watching your trade more often. So try and decide on every coin that you have in your portfolio how you're going to trade that coin. Are you going to take a daily trader that may be running this week? You're not going to keep that in your portfolio. You're only going to trade it for the next day or two and run it up and try and make some extra capital. Be careful on the daily runners on the liquidity. Make sure you look at the liquidity and you don't over invest in a coin. If you're going to take your portfolio, let's just say you have 5 coins, highly recommend reducing your portfolio to a manageable amount. When I first started trading, I had every single little meme and icon out there. There weren't near as many as there are today, but my portfolio was like 50, 60 coins, and I had $10 or $20 of every single one because I was going to be a millionaire off of one of them. Well, and I wasn't going to miss one of them. So I had a little bit of everything. And then I learned that when Bitcoin decided to crash and burn and had a massive drop down, I could not save all my coins, and most of the coins go with Bitcoin. So I lost in every single one of my little bitty tiny coins because I could not manage them all. There's no way I could have sold them fast enough, as fast as Bitcoin was dropping, to preserve my money. So that was a big lesson to me that I panicked. The best thing I knew how to do was short the market, and I got on Bitcoin and I shorted it when it went down, and I dollar costed averaged out. But that was just a freak thing in my mind. I can't save my money. What can I do? Well, Bitcoin's crashed and I'm jumping on it. So if you don't know how to short the market, let us teach you. We do teach that on the course as well. We teach it after the course. I will teach it to you when we get into Mexi and shorting. But in saying that, you need to maximize your money. You need to make sure you can manage the coins that you're on, and you manage your time in trading. So figure out your coins. Let's just say you have 10 coins. Figure out which ones you're going to trade, how you're going to trade them on the HODLFIRE. Are some of them just you're never going to sell them? It's going to be like Bitcoin. You're only going to do them on the day chart. Then put those in a separate category and then set the HODLFIRE on those coins on the day chart to go off. You won't hear from them probably once a month. If you're going to have some extra time, you want to make some extra money, do 2-hour or 4-hour, depending on what you're capable of, when you can get to your trading screen to trade and do, and then go from there. So hopefully that helps you out some today. I don't see any other questions here. Let me see what I can do here. Hold on there. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. So hopefully, thank you all for joining the call. Oh, wait a minute, there's one more question. Oh, no, no more questions. Okay, so hopefully you learned something today. If nothing else, maybe try and experiment a little tiny bit of money on a runner of the day if you want to make some extra money and you have some time to do that. Make your portfolio, put them in columns, and don't mix up your trading style. If you start off with XRP on 4 hours, stay on 4 hour. If you start looking at 2 hour and bouncing time frames and you kind of get, you're going to go, oh, wow, well, the bottom came in on the 2 hour, but it's not in on the 4 hour. What do I do? You're going to sell out early. You're not even going to see it on the 4 hour. Sometimes you might sell out early, and that might be a good thing. But for the most part, the higher time frames, it's just a retracement. You're going to sit through it and you're going to continue to make money on your 4 hour or 12 hour or your 8 hour. Decide your time frame and stay with that time frame and see if it doesn't play out for you nicely. Coins are running when Bitcoin and the coins are running sideways, most all of them are running sideways. Okay, you're just going to have to learn to have some patience. If you get bored and you really want to make some money, then join us in HODLNOTS and learn how to scalp trade and move down to 15-minute and you can make some nice money, okay, on the runners of the day. It's not a bad thing to learn how to do. So hopefully you enjoyed today's HODLFIRE. Hopefully you got a little light bulb moment. Hopefully you learned a little something on the HODLFIRE. And hopefully we'll see you on the course. If you haven't taken it yet, you'll learn quite a bit more and you'll be happy that you did. Crypto's around for a long time. Okay. Crypto's around to stay. It's a great way to make a living. But you really need to be trained and educated and you need to learn how to see what's going on in the coins and to trade wisely. Okay. Let us teach you if you don't know how. Otherwise, use the HODLFIRE, work the pivots, watch the videos, stay in the channel, join the weekly calls, and hopefully you'll get a strategy that works for you. And if it's really, really successful, let us know. Okay. Have a great day. And thanks for joining the call. Thanks for your time today. Enjoy. Make some money. Let's go. Bye.